Hi, I'm Katie Sky and welcome back to my channel. If you couldn't tell, I'm on a brand new island and there's a balloon in the background just photobombing me, I guess. This is my new island of Pinecone. There's Pinecone up there. I don't know if this is going to be my flag or not, but this is Pinecone. It's my brand new island. It's going to be fall Forestcore type of vibes. As I put on my helmet so that I can get started on the waterscaping, let me tell you a little bit about Pinecone. Pinecone is a Forestcore fall island. I'll go ahead and pop up on the screen my mood board for Pinecone, which is mostly just going to be lots of flowers, lots of trees. I have a few ideas for some builds, including a little koi pond, a little tea party area, and then a campground, which was initially going to be a lot smaller than it's going to end up because I have an idea and it's going to be quite large. So that'll be the next video, so make sure that you subscribe so that you can see that one. For the villagers, I currently have Plucky and Sheldon as my starters, and then I have Pudge, Winnie, Fauna, Bo, Sylvana, Dora, Tangy, and Blair. Of those, Plucky, Sheldon, and Winnie will not be staying. I'm looking to fill those spots with other more foresty, neutral colored villagers. If you have any ideas for them, let me know down below in a comment. I'm open to many ideas because I'm trying to do villagers that I haven't necessarily had before. I want to experience some new villagers. So I was originally going to do Maple and Olive, but I've had them so many times that I didn't want to have them again when I already have Fauna and Bo, who I've had a ton. So I'm looking for other ideas. So let me know what you think. I do know one of those spots is going to be filled by Hazel because, so Pinecone, this is the second rendition of this island. So it's Pinecone 2.0, if you will. I originally started this island 2 years ago. It was the same type of vibes. It was going to be fall, Forestcore, and then I got burnout like really badly and I deleted the island. So when I decided I wanted to do another Forestcore fall island, I was convinced to reuse the name Pinecone because it's a very cute name and I do love it. So I decided to reuse it, and so this is Pinecone 2.0, if you will. And one of the starters I had on that island was Hazel, the first island, and so I wanted to have her on this one as well, just to kind of pay homage to, you know, Pinecone 1.0, the island that never was. So for this entrance build, I found a picture that I really liked on Pinterest from Horrible Gaming, and I really liked the shape of it, so I'm really using it to decide on the shape, and I liked the little bridge. And so that's what I'm kind of going off of. It's not going to be decorated exactly the same. I was, again, mostly using it for the shape. So for the build ideas I have for this island, most of them, I will admit, are filler ideas. I haven't come up with tons of like the bigger ideas for the bigger builds, but I do know I definitely want to do a campground, not just a campsite, but a campground. It's going to have a lake in it and it's going to be big. And honestly, this entrance ends up pretty big as well. So I don't know how much space I'm going to end up having on the rest of this island, but if you have any ideas, definitely leave them in a comment below. I do know that I probably want to do a pumpkin patch and probably a fall carnival and maybe even a haunted house. I've never really done like a full haunted house as I'm imagining it in my head. So I might do that. I haven't fully decided yet. It's just going to be mostly like fall type things. So, you know, fall festivals, pumpkin patches, things that you typically do during the fall time, I want to do on this island. Building this entrance was definitely interesting because the water gave me, not the water, but like the second tier waterfalls really gave me some problems trying to put them in the right place and connect them to where the bridge was going to be on the second level. I had to definitely change things a couple of times to make sure that it was going to work how I wanted it to, and so it would at least look similar to the inspo picture. Ultimately, I do like how it came out, but it did take some finessing, and I'm not the best at waterscaping. I'm not the worst, but like I can get frustrated really easily with it for sure. Let me know, do you like watching terraforming and waterscaping in these videos? Or do you prefer the terraforming and the waterscaping to have already been done and you just want to watch the decorating? I'm curious. I like both. Sometimes I don't want to watch the terraforming, but sometimes I really like watching people's thought process when they're terraforming, because I know that I do it kind of not weirdly, but it can be different for me because I do it, I decorate and I build very chaotically because I have ADHD, so you know, I get distracted and I stop doing what I was doing to try to start something new, and it becomes this whole situation. But so I'm always curious how other people will decorate or how they like to see islands being built. Like, do you like every little thing to be recorded, or do you just want to basically see like the big builds? Let me know. I'm curious. Again, I struggled so much trying to get this diagonal bridge to work and trying to make sure it was going to be close enough, trying to make sure that, you know, the water was wide enough that the bridge was going to actually fit. It was giving me problems, and it took me a while to get there, but we eventually get there for sure. But I was put through the ringer to get this to work how I wanted it to. And after so much trial and error, we are finally putting in the bridge. It's exactly where we want it to, and we're gonna go to the next day and we're gonna put in the staircase to nowhere right now, but it's eventually gonna be the campground, and then we can finally start decorating. Let's go ahead and put some of these trees down. I'm gonna start with the little island area. I do switch the trees around a little bit because I didn't like how it was looking, and then I decide that I want to stunt a tree in the very front, and then I proceed to forget to stunt said tree, so I'm gonna have to fix that later. Let me tell you, after I did the all one color challenge for my last island, and it was the black color, and I couldn't use wheat fields, I am so excited to be able to use my precious wheat fields again. That was rough because I'm learning that I use wheat fields a lot, and to not be able to use them at all made me very sad. Very sad. And we are now just going to pop in some of these bushes on the little island. I did have to move my log stakes to do so, but we're gonna get all of the bushes in so that we can move on to the main entrance area portion. Again, I'm curious, do you like to see how people put down their pathing, or do you just prefer when the pathing is there? I don't use the custom pathing tool with the little helmet. I just do it through the app. I know not everybody does it that way. I just find it easier. How do you do your pathing? I also struggle with pathing a lot in making it look too square or not square enough. Sometimes it gives me issues. So I'm curious how everyone else does their islands. I'm nosy. And now we're gonna start on the kind of right hand side, and I decided to do these little circular dirt path, mostly because I didn't want it to be super like straight and doing the same code over and over. I don't like how that looks personally. And then I got distracted and I decided that I was gonna go work on the other path for a while. ADHD, y'all. It makes life interesting, that's for sure. I was gonna do kind of patches of path on the left side as well to match the right, but then I really did not like how it was going to look. So I decided to just connect it like I normally would. And that's what you see me doing here. And so we're just gonna connect it to the staircase, the incline, that's what it's called, that goes to nowhere but will eventually go to the campground, and then the pathing will go all the way up towards resident services, which is on the other side of all of these cliffs. And now we're gonna put some trees down and lots of bushes and weeds and flowers. This cliff ended up being a little bit too far out because I wanted to put a tree here, so I just broke it down a little bit and rounded the corners, and I really liked how that looks, so I'm glad I did that. And more wheat field. I love wheat field. I struggled with this lamp post. I couldn't decide where I wanted it to go, if I wanted it to be by the log stakes or right by the entrance. I decided to put it by the entrance, and I'm gonna live with it and see if I like it or not. So it could change. I might forget about it and just leave it. And here we see the villagers starting to come and see what I'm doing and get all up in my way. And I did put some giant vines in because I love it, and then Dora proceeded to block me in as soon as I walked back there. And I was so annoyed because I was like, I just walked here and you sat down directly behind me. How rude. Anyway, she's cute, so I let it slide. But yeah, it's just they always gotta come and investigate what we're doing. And now we're back to the right side for one flower, and then again back to the left side. You know, it's a little chaotic over here, but you know, it's cute in the end. That's all that matters, right? I do have a wide variety of different types of flowers, but my main colors are definitely going to be orange, white, and yellow. And of course, a little free library because you have to have books everywhere. If you didn't know, I'm also an author, so most of my islands have books on multiple parts of the island in different variations. There will probably be a bookstore or a library somewhere on this island just because there always is. Yeah, so are you a reader? I love to read. I obviously love to write as well, but my first love is reading for sure. Now we gotta round some of these corners for sure. Can't have any sharp corners. And now we're off to the top, which the second tier of this build, I only did a little bit of, because honestly, I got distracted and forgot to finish it. So it'll eventually get done. And I did do this little waterfall and then immediately decide it needs to go the other way. Like it was like 1 second. And I swear I can dig a hole for a tree. I swear. I don't know why that took me so many tries. More wheat field, of course. So I'm just doing a little bit of decoration on this top tier, and then I'm going to move on to making more waterfalls. And then I'm going to connect them all up because I like my water to make sense, even though that's not always possible. But when I can, I like to just connect it to everything. And of course the tree got in the way. And you can see little Pudge right there. I love Pudge. I didn't like him at first, and then I had him on this island, and he's so cute. He's a precious little baby. And he didn't get in my way as much as Dora did. So he has that going for him. Another little tree going in. There are going to be a lot of trees on this island, that's for sure. And mush items like the little mushroom platforms, I love them. Lots of flowers. And then we're going to continue this path on. Which, of course, I started putting stuff down before the path was done, which, why did I do that? That makes no sense. Now, this path I did make, and I'm still in the process of finishing it, so it's gonna look different in the end. I still have to finish it. I haven't finished it yet. I'm sorry. So be nice about the path. I'm still learning how to make paths. This is only my second full, like, what is it, like a 9-tile path? I've only done it one other time, but I am trying to learn it. Now, before you come for me, I do eventually change out those white hyacinths that are in line with each other. I don't know why I didn't notice that at the time, but I do eventually notice it, and I change it because now just looking at it, it would drive me crazy. Like I said, wheat field, mush items, all over this island. And then we gotta put a little bit of a little pine cone down because it is named Pinecone. We need a lot of pine cones. And then let's get this bike back where it was supposed to be. And now back to the right side to finish this off. I don't know where the right side is going to lead. I don't know if I should have it lead to like resident services or to another build or what. I still have to figure that out. So I only do it to the basically to the edge. I only decorate to basically the edge of that cliff with the bridge on it. And then I'm gonna figure the rest out later because designing is hard. I'm pretty sure this island is gonna lag just from the amount of wheat field that I put on it, which is usually what happens to my islands anyways, so I do like a good wheat field moment though. And of course we need our little sign. Lots of flowers. This area is mainly just like filler. So wheat field, flowers, trees, just to make the pathing look really pretty. And this is where I decided that maybe I should do a little island terraforming, not island, make like a little terraformed floating island for just like a tree and whatnot, just to break it up a little bit, and so I didn't have to use a bunch of wheat field and trees right here. But it kind of funnels you in through the plain party arch thing, so that you go in the right direction. You can still go to the beaches, which I don't always do in my entrances. A lot of times my entrances are blocked off from the beaches. You have to get to the beach from another way, but this time I decided to let you go to the beach too. And then I didn't want this thing to be completely like square with just rounded edges, so I did make it a little different on that back left part, and then I just threw some trees, flowers, bushes, mostly natural stuff with a decayed tree because it is a fall island, so some of the trees might be a little naked. You know, it's what happens in fall. Then I put the path in the wrong spot. So yeah, just a cute little filler area really. It's just this filler is on top of a terraformed piece. And then I go ahead and put a little plank path here. I don't think this is going to be the plank path that ends up staying. It's going to end up, I'm going to get or make one of the smaller planks. I think that'll look better. But I put that there in case I forget. So you know that you can go to the beach. And then more just filling in. I was going to try to put a tree there, but the cliff was too close, which made me sad. I didn't like that flower there because there was a white hyacinth in line with it. So I changed it out with a tulip. And then we're just gonna finish this off with a flower, and then we can put the little plain party lights arch, whatever it's called. I love that thing, but I still do not know the name of it. You're gonna see a lot of those three items: the plain party lights, the log stakes, and the wheat field. Those are like some of my favorite items. What items do you love to decorate with? I'm just curious. And now we're just, you know, pooping pine cones all over the place because you have to have pine cones on an island named Pinecone. You have to. It's the law. I just made it up. And we are done. I hope you enjoyed this build. I certainly did. Thank you for watching the first build on Pinecone. Please like and subscribe if you liked this video. And I hope I will see you in the next one. Oh, look at Bo. He's so cute. I love him so much. I hope you have a wonderful day wherever you are, and I will see you in the next one. Bye.